She's mad at me. Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Under 5, a video where I take a complicated topic and explain it to you guys in 5 minutes or less. If you're new here, make sure to take a second to subscribe down below so you can learn more about living sustainably. We're going to hop right in and talk about something that might actually be a little controversial to some people. Plastic straw bans and why we need to stop banning straws. To start off, I just want to go back a little bit to where this trend started. In 2015, a video was uploaded online of a poor sea turtle with a plastic straw stuck in its nose being pulled out by rescuers. I had first seen this video back in 2015, and I've seen it kind of circulate slowly around since then. I am not going to link it below or show you guys because it is a little uncomfortable to watch, but if you have not seen it, I mean, go hunt it down, but there's your warning, it's not a fun or pretty video to see. This video had completely gone viral and people were justifiably very upset with what they saw. It was back in July of 2018 that Seattle became the largest city to ban plastic straws, and from there the trend has been circling all over the country and even all over the world. So you might be asking yourself, Alex, why are you against plastic straw bans? Do you hate the sea turtles? No, I actually love sea turtles, and I do want to help them, but plastic straw bans is not the way to go about doing it, for a couple of different reasons. The first big problem with straw bans is it might be helping the sea turtles' noses, but it's hurting the lives of people. More specifically, people with physical disabilities. If you have no physical disabilities, it's pretty easy to pick up a cup and drink from it, no problem. But for some people, it is not an easy task, and a straw becomes necessary to do that. Here is often where people suggest, well, just use an alternative kind of straw, like metal straws, or the wooden straws, or paper straws, whatever. There's tons of different, more environmentally friendly alternatives to plastic disposable. Well, then we start to run into some other issues. Paper straws tend to dissolve way too fast for people that need them. Metal straws can damage gums and teeth, and other alternatives just aren't as bendy or flexible as plastic straws are. The best alternative out there might be the silicone straws, but then we run into a different issue. How do we clean them? If someone can't grasp a cup, they aren't going to be able to grasp a straw and be able to clean it properly. You can toss it in the dishwasher, of course, but it does not get rid of all the germs on the inside as well as it does just hand washing it. And what it comes down to is until a viable alternative is found that can be used for anyone with a physical disability, plastic straws are the best option for them. The next big problem is a little different, and it focuses more on the plastic issue as a whole. It's estimated that 9 million tons of plastic waste ends up in the ocean. Of that 9 billion, only 2,000 tons of plastic is plastic straws. That means out of all the plastic waste that is in the oceans, only 0.0002% of it is plastic straws. If we look at it as pieces of plastic, things do get bumped up to 4% of pieces of plastic being dumped into the ocean being plastic straws, but that still is a very small amount and isn't making as big of an impact as other methods could. It's like putting a tiny band-aid on a huge gash. It's gonna stop some of the bleeding, maybe, but it doesn't get at the root of the problem. You're gonna need some stitches on that gash if you're going to make a difference at all. Environmental groups have argued that this small change is a good first step to including more plastic items, finding more alternatives, creating more bans, etc., etc. But honestly, it's too late for baby steps. This is a huge problem and we need to face it head on, or the wound is gonna bleed out. This solution, if you can even call it that, is not only discriminatory towards people with disabilities, but it does not get at the heart of the solution and does not tackle the problem as head-on as we could. We need to start holding companies accountable for producing this plastic. We need to focus on policy changes that focus on these companies more, holding them responsible, forcing them to find alternatives, and encourage people to find alternatives as well. However, I know you're probably still concerned about the sea turtles. I know I am. So here's how you can still help without supporting these plastic straw bans. If you are able to, buy yourself a reusable straw. There are tons of different kinds out there. Stock up on them. Get a bunch, take them everywhere you want, put some in your car, put some in your purse, take them everywhere, use them. You can protect the sea turtles just doing this simple thing. And then encourage others to follow suit. If you want, show them this horrific sea turtle video. It's pretty horrible to watch, but it can change minds and make people realize how this little action in their daily life has a big impact on wildlife. If we all start to do this, this can end up having a big impact. Of course, changing minds and habits is not that simple, but if we work at it, it's possible. And again, instead of supporting these straw bans, please support other policies. Hold companies and manufacturers accountable for what they are creating. And support people who are working to find good alternatives, especially alternatives for people with disabilities, so they don't have to use the plastic straws either. It's very important that we find a way to have the biggest impact on this plastic issues, but are still inclusive in the process. If we aren't including everyone into that picture, we aren't truly living sustainably. That is about all the time I have for today. Thank you guys for listening so much. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please make sure to leave a like down below. If you want to see more, also subscribe to the channel and join the journey to living more sustainably. If you'd like to keep up with my own journey to living more sustainably in between uploads, you can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.